One, as in our previous PPT, physical and chemical changes part 1, we have discussed about physical and chemical changes. What are physical and chemical changes? What are their characteristics? Now, in this video, in this PPT, we'll be discussing about the types of chemical reactions. But before that, we should know what are chemical reactions, as I have already discussed with you that what are chemical reactions. So the chemical reactions, these are the processes by which one or more substances transform into new substances having entirely different properties from the original substances. And during the chemical reactions, the substance which react to form new products, new substances are called as reactants, whereas the new substances which are formed after a chemical change are called as products. Fine. So in this PPT we'll be discussing about different types of chemical reactions, and they are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, and double displacement reaction. So let us discuss all these four types of chemical reactions one by one. First is combination reaction. So what is combination reaction? The chemical reaction in which two or more substances combine to form a single product is known as combination reaction. For example, if we take, suppose X plus Y, these are two reactants, and when these two reactants they combine together, when they combine with each other, they form a single product X and Y, XY. For example, we'll take a sodium and chlorine. When sodium combines with chlorine, they form sodium chloride. And another example we can take when during burning carbon combines with oxygen of air to form carbon dioxide. So this is also one of the example of combination reaction in which two or more substances combine to form a single product. Next is decomposition reaction. What is decomposition reaction? As its name indicates, decomposition means to decompose, to break down. So in this reaction, in this reaction, a reaction in which a single compound breaks into two or more simple compounds is called as decomposition reaction. For example, if XY is a single product, is a single compound, if it breaks down into two or more new substances, then this type of reaction is called as decomposition reaction. And decomposition reaction is just the opposite of combination reaction. For example, if calcium carbonate decomposes to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, then it is said to be as decomposition reaction. Another example we can take of baking soda, that baking soda on heating decomposes into sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide. So this type of reaction is called as decomposition reaction. Next is displacement reaction. As its name indicates, displacement reaction. In displacement reaction, there is a displacement of less reactive metal, the less reactive element by highly or more reactive element. And this is a reaction, this is a chemical reaction in which more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its aqueous salt solution. For example, if we consider X plus YZ, these are the reactants, and suppose your X is highly reactive element and Y is less reactive element. So what will happen? This highly reactive element X, it displaces the less reactive element Y and takes its place. So such kind of reactions are also called as substitution reaction. For example, there is an example given zinc combines with copper sulfate and it forms zinc sulfate and along with copper deposit. And if we compare, if we look at this chemical reaction, we can see that zinc being more reactive, zinc being highly reactive than copper, it displaces copper and copper separates from the from the aqueous solution copper sulfate. Another example, if we take of displacement reaction, when a copper wire is placed in silver nitrate solution, the color of solution changes to blue due to the formation of copper nitrate and silver gets deposited on the silver wire. So copper being more reactive than silver, it displaces silver and silver gets separate and gets deposited on the copper wire. So such kind of reactions are called as displacement reaction, and these displacement reactions are purely based on the reactivity of elements. So here is the reactivity series of different elements. Like if we move from up to down, top to bottom, we'll see that the reactivity of elements, it decreases. Like potassium is highly reactive then sodium is highly reactive than copper. Likewise, if we come top to bottom, we'll see that reactivity of the elements, it decreases. If we compare the reactivity of silver and gold, we'll see that silver is more reactive than gold. Next is double displacement reaction. So what is double displacement reaction? It's a chemical reaction in which ions get exchanged between two reactants which form a new product, which form a new compound, is called as double displacement reaction. And during this double displacement reaction, insoluble product is formed. It is also known as precipitation reaction. For example, barium chloride. If we take aqueous solution of barium chloride, this barium chloride reacts with aqueous solution of sodium sulfate and form barium sulfate and sodium sulfate. So this is called as double displacement reaction. So here is the flow chart showing the different types of reactions: combination reaction, decomposition, combustion, neutralization and displacement reaction. Next is the rusting of iron. What is rusting of iron? Iron objects like iron nail, iron pipes, iron grills and iron railing, when kept in moist air for a few days, get covered with brown powdery substance called rust, and this process is called as rusting of iron. This rusting of iron is a chemical change. Why it is called as chemical change? Because iron reacts with oxygen and moisture to form a new substance, and a layer of brown powdery substance get deposited over the iron products. For rusting, we need two conditions. Certain two conditions are necessary for the rusting of iron. They are presence of oxygen, that means presence of air. Second is presence of water or water vapors, means moisture should be present. Only then, if these two conditions are available, only then rusting of iron will takes place. For example, here it is given the process of rusting can be represented by the given chemical equation. Like iron gets combined with 4 molecules of iron combines with 3 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water to form hydrated iron oxide, which is a reddish brown rust which get deposited over iron. So this is the chemical reaction showing rusting process. Now, as we know, rusting it damage iron or iron objects badly, because if it is not protected, if it is not taken care properly, brown reddish layer get covered the rust and it will get wasted. So for that, in order to prevent the ultimate wastage of the iron, or just to improve the quality of iron, we can prevent the rusting process. How can we prevent the rusting? We can prevent it by coating of iron surface with paint or grease. We can prevent it by galvanization process. What is galvanization? It is coating of iron with a thin layer of zinc metal. It is called as galvanization. So the process of depositing a thin layer or coating of zinc metal on iron objects is called as galvanization. This is because zinc metal remains unaffected by air and moisture. So the iron, as you might have seen many times, the iron pipes used in our homes to carry water are also galvanized to prevent rusting. And also the iron sheets used for making buckets, drums, dustbins and roof sheds are also galvanized to prevent them from rusting. Next is by converting iron into stainless steel or alloying. As we know that molten iron is mixed with the fixed amount of carbon, manganese, chromium and nickel. So on cooling it forms an alloy, and that alloy is called as stainless steel. This stainless steel does not rust at all in the moist air. Therefore our utensils, cooking utensils, knives, scissors and surgical instruments, they are made up of stainless steel. Here are some of the ways how can we prevent: by galvanization, by painting, by providing grease as well. Next is crystallization. What is crystallization? As we know, you might have seen many times, we know that the sea water contains salt which are dissolved in it, which make it salty, and these salts can be obtained by the evaporation of sea water. Fine. And this technique of separation is not as much good, because the salts obtained in this manner, they are not pure and their crystals are very much small. So what are crystals? Basically these are the purest solid form of a substance with the definite geometrical shape. So crystals होते हैं, they are purest form of substance, purest solid form of a substance which are having a definite geometrical shape. Like many substances, like you might have seen in the kitchen, sugar, salt, urea, copper sulfate, potash alum and table salt, that is salt, forms crystals. Fine. So what is crystallization? It is a process of obtaining pure solid crystals having definite geometrical shape, is called as crystallization. So by obtaining crystals, we are able to purify certain substances. Here are some of the examples of the crystallization process. To obtain the crystals of copper sulfate, we can use the process of crystallization. We can obtain the pure salt from the seawater by this method. So this is all about your physical and chemical changes.